Hi Leo, welcome to your October 2021 tarot reading. It's Rena here. A lot of that fatherly energy so far. Okay. I'm trying to take this top card here. Ooh. Marriage. Happily ever after, some kind of thing. The attainment of your emotional well-being. That's nice. And the kings can represent something too. Now, the heart of the matter is the King of Wands. I associate this with Leo. I don't know if it's connected to a specific fire sign, but the other fire signs are Sag and Aries. And this is being autonomous, you know, your own person. The highest level of that kind of self-mastery. And that means you call the shots in your own life. I was trying to say the captain of your own ship. And this can indicate somebody who is large and in charge. I might call it that. That to me is even that entrepreneurial, you know, not necessarily working for somebody else, although this is a sign of a great leader. So, and certainly Leo is. So if you are working for somebody else, this would be you are in that position of authority. You're calling the shots. Maybe you're calling the shots for other people as well. And that is just empowerment, self-empowerment. In the past position, you have the Ace of Swords. And so there's that new beginning, maybe a new way of thinking about your life, stepping into your power. That's what I meant to say about the King of Wands. But in order to step into your power, you have to know where you have given away your power. And I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if for some of you, you've gotten divorced, left a relationship because of somebody else that you really wanted to be with. And once you got clear on that, you were able to take those steps. Leo is always known as being loyal, but I think a lot of times it's simply the fear of change. I'm not saying Leo can't be loyal, but I'm just saying that you may stay in relationships longer than you should because you're kind of like, well, I'm not sure that I really, there's anything better out there for me, and kind of sticking with the status quo. But sometimes when things get too painful, or when someone comes back in the picture, and we do have this Mercury retrograde, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is happening quite a bit, because Mercury retrograded in Libra, and Libra is a sign, Libra rules the 7th house of marriage, committed partnership, so exes can come back into the picture sometimes. And that isn't necessarily good, it depends on other circumstances. It could be good, but it could be kind of tricky too. So, but I feel like you're in a good place. So if that is part of that scenario, you're in a good place. Now, another thing that this could be is that if that individual, the Ace of Swords could even be that other person is an air sign, and air and fire get along famously. So Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And the higher message, I mean, if this is somebody that is from your past, what the higher message is saying is that that person has grown up. That person has gotten more mature. At the time when you were first dealing with him or her, they were they were probably, they had commitment issues. They were, maybe they didn't have a good, like a well-developed emotional, maturity. Maybe they were still kind of uncomfortable with their emotions and things like that. And now they are, maybe they've gone through a breakup of their own, and they know that that person wasn't for them. And I wouldn't even be surprised if both of you have come to that same conclusion, because to me, the Ace of Swords is about cutting through illusion and being able to forge a new path. And sometimes these situations get a bit hairy, if you will, because we were kind of torn in different directions. There's part of us that wants one thing, a part of us wants another. And that makes it hard to be resolute. And that's another thing about the King of Swords. I mean, this is the card of Judges, for instance. So it can be this thing of like having to extricate yourself from a situation and not allowing any kind of sentimentality to sway you. And I would say a lot of Leos have inner planets in Capricorn, in Cancer, and that could definitely add to sentimentality, like Venus in Cancer, for instance. And what happens when somebody gets excessively sentimental is that they always focus on the good times, which is, that's positive, but it's not the whole picture, right? What crosses you is the Knight of Cups. So I'm reading this in the challenge position. This can be an individual who is emotionally unstable, emotionally immature, maybe has some kind of a substance abuse problem, and they're very deceptive. I don't want to pick on Pisces, but out of the 3 water signs, I would say that one, but Cancer is another water sign, and Scorpio. And so this person may even employ some of the characteristics of the upright Knight of Cups, meaning that they may be talented artistically, and you may have met this individual in a nightclub, a bar performing music or something like that, or someplace where they were showcasing their artistic talents, and that might have been what you fell in love with, but they still didn't have an emotionally stable personality. And this is a romantic card, but this person may show that side of themselves and not show the other part that is so problematic. So you have to realize that they have more than one side to themselves. And it may be hard for you to even wrap your brain around that, because perhaps you're seeing this good side and thinking, well, what's wrong with it, And it's not about right or wrong. It's just about what is going to be something that you can build a relationship on. And this person may be very manipulative and creates problems in that way. So who is this person in your life? This person may be currently in your life, and the King of Wands may be you, Leo, stepping into your power and taking your power back. This person may be gaslighting you, but I feel like gaslighting is more of a mental thing I feel it's more being deceptive and manipulative. When somebody is deceptive, they're presenting a false version of reality. And so when you're dealing with somebody like this, you can't know what is really happening. They may be very convincing, but also on top of that, if they are manipulating, they're like getting you to feel certain feelings. And sometimes that manipulation might be from a deceptive thing, that isn't exactly true. So they may be lying about something as well. So you have to really be careful about a person's how they're presenting themselves, because they may present themselves in a way that is not honest, and yet they want you to feel a certain way because they are presenting themselves that way. Because the reason I said, oh, well, maybe you're still with that person is the Six of Swords is what's coming in, and this is like leaving behind the drama, the stress, and going to more peaceful environment. Now, before I continue, I just want to say one thing about that Knight of Cups, and about you being a Leo. God, I really feel like I was just saying this to Leo. I hope I am not doing this reading twice. I really feel like I did Leo's reading. But what I was saying is that sometimes Leos have a very challenging private life. And yet they're very much like the King of Wands when they are in their careers. And I think of somebody like Whitney Houston as a perfect example of that, as somebody who was one of the biggest singers ever, but she got involved with someone who, may be a good person aside from, having an addiction, and they became, people who both were using together. And that can, that's reinforcing each other's bad habits, So this kind of thing can persist for quite a while because the person, and well, one thing about Leo is that you have a big heart, okay? And you're very generous, and that can also be your downfall in relationships, is because you may attract the type of person who is like parasitical. And I don't like to refer to people like that, but you know what I mean. And this person might even be like a drug addict or an alcoholic. And I would even say, especially like a drug addict who needs the money for his or her habit. But if it's an alcoholic, maybe they can't keep a job, and so you're supporting them. And you're almost like happy to support them. I will say too that with the Knight, I mean, it could be emotional immaturity, but there may be an age difference, and this could be that the female Leo is the older one for sure. That you have a young guy. And, one of the reasons why a Leo woman would pick a younger man, I think, is because fire energy is very youthful. And sometimes you may find that a man your own age is not as energetic. And you may be very energetic. I was just doing an astrological, like a thing for YouTube, analysis of Mick Jagger's chart. He's a Leo, and he's 78 years old, and he's very energetic. Okay, so, but there's also sometimes it's a lust thing, where the age difference, you're thinking that this younger partner is going to be more have a higher sex drive. You know what I mean? And so if that is the reason in the forefront, then that can lead to a relationship that is not based on love and is more of a lust kind of a thing. So that might be why the relationship has failed too, because it's not really a love thing. So you really feel like you want to get away from it, and you may get away from it because the Ace of Swords is you seeing the light. And that can also be a timing card, the Ace of Swords with the new moon in Libra. The Ace is beginnings, and this is air energy, the swords. The outcome is the Ten of Cups. Now, do I think you're going to get married and you're going to leave someone and get married within a month? That's silly. There may be somebody from the past, though, that you are, is coming back into your life. However, I don't, this reading is not about that in particular. What I see the Ten of Cups in this reading is that you're making the space for marriage or committed relationship. The Knight of Cups may be a deceptive, unreliable person, and you want something better than that in your life. If this is related to work matters, I really feel that you are forging your own path. And the number 10 is the number of attainment. And you will have that time to cheer on your successes and feel like good about it, feel proud of yourself. Okay, Leo, that's what I have for you. I hope that you resonated with this. If you'd like a personal reading, although I'm doing the tarot here, I'm primarily an astrologer, but I do tarot as well. And if you like the tarot, but you also would like your natal chart interpreted, I have a special that is a specially priced reading, a double reading, natal chart, 2 hours altogether, natal chart plus tarot reading. Well, hour 45 minutes minimum for a special price. And I have other types of readings. You can check me out at the link below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.